And I want to show you the video now. You can see it for yourself and judge for yourself. What happens is an officer tosses Cassandra into the cell with such force she face planted into that bench. And I want to make sure that you see it. That bench is made of concrete. You can see how hard she was thrown. After hitting her head, she's seen lying motionless for several seconds before the officers came to her aid. And I want to bring in our legal analyst, Paul Callan, who is out front. So, Paul, the woman said she had to get facial reconstructive surgery as a result of this. And obviously, we only have a few seconds to show what happened before. So we're showing people what we have. But from what you can see, did the officer, or was the officer justified in what he did?
By the way, I also read she may have a plate in her head as a result of it. I can't see the slightest justification. He picks up this 110-pound woman, throws her like a rag doll into a wall. He could have killed her. She could have broken her neck. She was in on a drunken driving charge. She had fallen asleep while the car was parked. She doesn't look like a threatening person. So this looks like an act of incredible brutality. It's a cringe-worthy video when you watch it.
And she claims that authorities originally charged her with resisting a police officer, that they say that she did that and that's why she was thrown into the cell. And then they later dropped those charges. So I guess my question to you as a lawyer is, does this indicate that the police knew that something was wrong and initially tried to cover it up by saying, oh, well, she was doing this and that might justify this? Or am I reading too much into it?
No, you're not reading too much into it. Frequently, when somebody is injured, when a suspect is injured, resisting arrest is added to the charges to justify the conduct of the police. But, you know, they're all forgetting everything is on tape now. Everything is videotaped.
Right.
And the cops forget this sometimes when they engage in the old behaviors that have resulted in multi-million-dollar verdicts against them in the past.
And we've been talking about excessive force a bit on this program. One of the times we talked about was earlier this week in Atlantic City, the video of the 4 officers repeatedly beating a 20-year-old who they say was yelling at officers. There was also a dog involved in this who was also attacking the boy. A police canine used. What kind of training are officers getting? I mean, obviously you can take these individual cases and read a lot into them, or you can say they're just exceptions, but this is disturbing.
It's very disturbing, but it's been going on for a long time. And yes, there is training in the police academies. There's been a focus on it. In the 90s, I was looking at some of the studies on the verdicts in these cases. New York, between 94 and 96, paid $80 million in settlements in these cases. L.A. Paid a similar amount. Philadelphia, $36 million. This has cost the taxpayers a huge amount of money. So they have training programs in place, but we're dealing with human beings. They lose their temper, and they forget there's a camera. And a lot of these cases were never dealt with in the past, but with the video camera, you're going to see a lot more lawsuits like this.
All right, Paul Callan.